understand what go means. Does it mean I'm supposed to talk now, or I'm not supposed to talk?
God damn it, dude.
What is up with it? Welcome to Melee and On Me Season 3, Episode 8, Post-Apex. We're still figuring out how to be produced. What's up with it? My name is Scar. This is Melee and On Me. We still don't have our elevator pitch, but it's a show about Melee. And joining me tonight are Sheridan, a.k.a. Dr. Z, Robin, a.k.a. Juggle Guy, a.k.a. Best TO in the history of the universe, and C, Prog Ducto, the handsomest dude in all of Melee.
Not on that blurry webcam, he isn't.
Nah, man, even still.
Prog,
I think it
want to make things too easy.
appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants to start with how your past 2 weeks have been?
Ooh.
Prog, how are you doing, man? We didn't talk on the last show, so I want to know what's new with you.
Oh man, things have been better in the life of Prague. Actually, today is Thursday. I am 6 days away from having surgery. And yeah, you know, it is what it is. Too long in the read version. I keep telling myself, but I had a cancer scare actually a year ago. Everything was cool. But symptoms have returned, and I just want to be sure that everything's still okay. So that's what's going on in my life. I hope to be here for the next episode in 2 weeks. But let's see how things go.
Well, we love you, Prog, and we hope everything works out. You're the man.
True. If not,
Absolutely.
Dude, was the Evo donation drive like even more powerful for you then? You think?
I mean, it's not breast cancer, but it's,
Yeah, I guess it is.
you know,
What about age?
Guys
really
can't
fun.
get breast cancer.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, it's still not,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like I should have known that.
I still, you know, I lost my grandmother to breast cancer, so, you know, despite in the wake of us doing something quick, and of course, our very own Christmas who's had her own issues with cancer. All this stuff resonates, you know, more and more, especially when that possibility is staring in the face. It's tough. It's tough. But happy to be here.
Yep. Yeah. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me sad. I just connected to
Sorry.
the chat. That's
Okay, I'll keep refreshing.
We all have Bible thumps in chat for you, Prog. We sincerely hope that you
Appreciate
feel
it.
better ASAP.
I don't understand the Bible thump thing. What is it? What does it mean?
Dude, it's
is it?
I don't understand why it's Bible thump, but it's like a cute pink face crying out of both eyes.
Oh, is that the Binding of Isaac looking thing? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What do you want me to talk
Why
about?
is it Bible thump though?
I'll just go ask. I'll ask somebody.
Don't you
outside.
work at Twitch?
That's what I'm saying. What's up, Sheridan? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm just chilling. Just
Sick
been
of
working on sending those applications out for jobs and getting close to the time when I should hear back from everything. So my future in the next 2 or 3 years should be more clear in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So it's an exciting
Let's
time.
go.
Is there any chance you'll come to the Midwest still, or is that off the table?
Extremely unlikely, I would say, at this point.
Where are you most likely to go?
It's hard to say, but I have a pretty good feeling that I can get a job that is in Okinawa. It's not my top choice, but it is the one that I've actually talked to the people at the institute.
Yeah.
And I think I can get the job there. It's more of a question of whether the job is right for me. So that's kind of going to be just depending on what I hear back from other places in the next few weeks. May decide to go there, may not. But either way, I can envision myself having a great time there if I do.
Stick with it. You should get the Berkeley job. What's
I
up with
wish,
Rob?
man.
How's it going, dude?
Not too bad, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. It's been a really busy 2 weeks at work. I feel like every time I take days off for a national, it's like bad timing because it's always during a busy time at work. I just lost video again too, by the way. What is up with that?
Just hit the button, man. Hit the button. Don't worry about it.
I do not understand.
Dude, the life of grown-up smashers. Back in the day, it was just like, oh, I guess I'm gonna skip my classes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now
Turns
it's like,
into
oh,
I'm gonna skip my
take days
classes into like how do I convince my boss that I can take days off without like this project going to shit, you know? But yeah, I've been here since 8 a.m. I'm still at my workplace right now, and apparently the internet connection is not doing things properly.
Not pulling its weight.
Yeah, I don't know, blurry webcam or whatever.
Yeah, guess you're not going to invest in that stock after all. Companies
Man.
can't afford an internet connection to get you on Skype.
It's supposed to be like a godly internet connection too. I don't know what's up.
That's too bad, man. Anyway,
Well,
here we are. What, you were going to say something? I was about to say something. Here we are, January 30th, just 2 weeks past Apex. We were just at the biggest grassroots tournament for Melee ever sent. Ever happened. I read the chat. It said send a kiss to Brazil. There it is. Not ever sent. To ever happen. This is a grassroots tournament, like 650 people. Oh my god.
620.
Thanks, Rob. So if you guys want to hear the team's thoughts on like days 1 and 2, we did a pretty sweet show on VG Bootcamp. There was an in-person show. We love doing those. So you can check that out at any time. I guess we could link it to you, but I don't think that I can right now. But anyway, yeah, you can see that. We haven't talked about top 8 because we did the show before that happened.
Right. And what impressed me the most about the Apex turnout is, so if you look at the Evo, just the placings, the names, I think there's like a list of full placings somewhere. Yeah, I don't recognize anyone past maybe the top 150, 200 maximum number of people, right? But like for Apex, you could go down the list and just like the registration list, and I could recognize maybe half of the people. So that's pretty impressive. I think most of them were actually smashers, you know, as compared to Evo, where I don't even know where those people came from. It might just be the FGC bleeding in or something.
Right.
But I really did not recognize, I would say 70% of the names at Evo, and that's kind of the opposite at Apex.
Right. So maybe, you know, Apex was the one that, you know, I hate to kind of put people in a box and say they're FGC or smashers, but it's possible that among people who identify themselves as smashers, that Apex actually had more than Evo. Yeah,
I think so for sure. Like maybe the average smash experience level, or however you want to quantify it, the smashiness of the turnout, definitely higher at Apex. So that's really impressive to see, I think. But it also made it a lot harder to play friendlies, in my opinion, because like you had smasher people who were taking up TVs. At Evo, it's kind of like these people going 2 and out, like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to play friendlies. I'll leave that to the smashers. But not the case at Apex, man. It was hard to play friendlies.
Yup. Yeah. We're talking about top 8 yet, or what?
Sure.
Prague, is that you and PR Rog?
Yes, sir.
Prague and PR Rog. Crazy.
Oh my god.
Dude, he was at the office yesterday.
Dude, I bet Daniel wishes he was here right now. He'd have a field day.
Oh god.
Those Tafo punks.
I'm gonna have to mute his mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, top 8 was actually insane. We did some predictions beforehand. Who did best? Who won predictions? I think Gimmer won because he said PP number 1.
He said PP, of course.
Wait a minute. Who else said PP number 1? I did. Look back at the archives.
No one.
Nope, look back at the archives.
Wait, what did you say? What was your ranking? Do you remember?
I remember ours, Bobby. I don't remember theirs.
Well, the first ranking I did was not legitimate because I didn't account for like how the bracket was playing out. So
yeah, that's your fault.
So I messed up 2 placings already, but I got PP. I mixed up Mango and M2K. I thought M2K would choke a little harder than he did. And then I got the 7th places. Hungry Box and the 7th place is correct.
Okay,
I just gotta say, I wasn't on that show, but I did a questionnaire and I picked all the top 4 in all exception of MTK and PP.
Wow.
All right.
Whoa! With the exception of Mutake and PP, that's like the most important.
That's
half
not
of the top 4. I picked all of top 4 correctly except for half of it.
Well,
Right.
I'm just saying,
Bobby and I.
you guys had the advantage.
Get him, Prague.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh my god, that's so
So-
sick. You see the overlays that John's using right now?
I do. They're pretty sick.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
official ESPN style.
Game
Production,
one
dude,
was
I love
soft versus Coldball. Bobby called it. Coldball destroys Jigglypuffs, and
Yeah.
that was a pretty good set. Despite they're not the people who you'd expect to see in top 8, but I thought they put on a really good show.
Hmm.
It was good times.
Well, going into top
Anything
8,
memorable
you didn't
about
really
that?
know. I remember doing the agenda for our live show and saying like we're gonna talk about the top 8 because we're gonna know at that point who is there. But like before that weekend, I put obviously the top 4. Hungry Box, PP, Mango, and M2K. But then after that, it was like complete question marks. I didn't know. Like I thought maybe Ice would get in there. I put Shroomed in there just because he's always seems to be a top 8 at national guy. But other than that, it was just like wide open. And then like people
Yep.
like Cobol and Soft just like stepped it up big time. I don't think you can say Soft got lucky or anything. He beat Hacks and he beat Ice twice. And if you look at Ice's
Yeah.
sets, it wasn't
Yeah.
exactly like Ice SD'd a couple times or anything. Soft just kind of outplayed him.
Well, okay. As somebody who plays Puff,
Hmm.
it really seemed to me that Ice just didn't know.
Yes,
Okay,
but
so I mean,
you got to give Soft credit for taking full advantage of
absolutely,
that, right?
yes, absolutely. I'll give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah.
But I think if Ice had, if he went back to Europe with that, Armada mentality of, I'm going to explore this matchup and do everything I can to learn it, I think that would have been a much different set. Because the way I saw that set is Soft knew all the tricks that Puff has on Sheik to get rest, and he hit pretty much every one of them at least once.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are a few simple things to do as Sheik that you can avoid, that you can do to avoid those things happening to you. You're not going to avoid all of them all the time, but probably 2 of those rests don't happen in each of those matches if Ice is aware of the things that Puff can do.
Mm-hmm.
GG Ice. You'll get him next time, dude. Down.
But I
is a
say
scary
I
move. Go
definitely
back and watch. Go back and watch ROM 1 commentary.
Damn.
It'll really speak to you. It'll
I wish
speak to your soul.
somebody stuck a mic in Ice's face after he lost the Soft. I wish someone did that and see what his reaction was.
Yeah.
I heard he was
You're
like
how do you feel, man?
I heard he was like super good sport about it, but I would definitely like to hear his thoughts. Because is this like a Europe thing that they just have trouble against Puffs? Because Armada had a ton of trouble, and then now Ice is losing to Soft a couple times.
I remember at Pound 5 there was another great European Sheik who met an early end in the bracket.
I think I know what I'm talking about here. I wonder who Over Triforce lost to. Let me look up Over Triforce versus
Only.
Yuga on YouTube. Let's see what happened there.
Yeah.
That
there
was
weren't really
yeah.
many,
I remember that.
Puffs that are prominent in Europe. I know Thomas from Norway was highly touted. I don't even know how he did in bracket.
Okay, this is funny though, because I think Over Triforce is pretty good against Puff. That's what I know. At least one other person has told me that. And at Apex 2013, he looked pretty impressive against Hungry Box, even though he lost. He looked like pretty solid against Puff.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Maybe it was just
I don't know, man.
it was your day, Sheridan, at Pound 5.
Could be. Could be.
Talking
I
about-
think that somebody should mod Melee so that every rest, like instead of the ching sound, it's like Jigglypuff's broken, and that would be really amazing. I would definitely play on that. It would make me enjoy playing against Puff a little bit more. Like at least there's something to look forward to. Anyway,
I don't know.
yeah, that was a good set. What was next? What was the other side in losers?
Fiction Hungry Box.
Hungry Box, Fiction. Oh, poor Fiction. He played really well. He got bopped.
Wait a minute, because the first 2 stocks, Fiction looked amazing. He looked like he was
Looked like
hungry.
He was gonna win.
He was hungry for top 6. I think Crimson Blur was the one who told me, like, I don't know if Fiction's got the hunger, man. That's what's gonna make the difference. If he has the hunger, then he can beat Hungry Box.
Mhm.
Wait, that's kind of funny. Anyway,
That's kind of funny.
but like he took the first 2 stocks of game 1, and then after that it was kind of downhill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took the
Yeah.
first 2 stocks
Yeah.
seemingly for free. It was just like, oh my god, those guys.
I
Hungry
also
Box
feel
can't
like
beat Box anymore.
yeah.
That's kind of how I felt.
But you know what's weird is I felt like Hungry Box played different than his normal style in that set. In that set, I feel like he was more brave in going in and mixing it up with Fox, and not just the what we usually say is spamming backers or whatever. But especially on that FD match, I think he made a lot of great creative plays that was different from what we usually seen out of him.
There were definitely like a couple dash attacks and a couple forward smashes where I was watching and I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. Whereas in
Mhm.
previous sets, maybe as a spectator, I would be like, I can kind of predict what Hungry Box is going to do exactly. He's just doing it 10 times better than like I ever could with the spacing.
Right.
But then at Apex 2014, he actually surprised me with a couple of move choices. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I think even if you don't like Puff, I think it was an enjoyable match to watch him and look at the decisions that he made.
It was pretty cool that Fiction was in top 8 too, right? Because I'm just looking at it from a perspective of there's a European in top 8 Leffen. There's like somebody who started whose roots are kind of in Brawl, making top
Mhm.
8, and then like what if Amsa made top 8? That'd been crazy.
Oh my god.
It would have been a
Was
very
he one win away from top 8?
Yeah, he was 1 win away. He got 9th, and if he had beat
Wow.
Bowl, he would have been in top 8.
I think that if you had told me like a year ago that somebody was going to get 9th at Apex with Yoshi, I would have said you're an idiot.
That's
Yoshi would never make.
That is an
Yoshi
early
will never
contender
get 10.
for like
Yeah.
accomplishment of the year right there. Like
Yeah.
9th as Yoshi. I remember when it was a big deal when Vector Man got 25th at Pound 5 with Yoshi. Now we have people getting 9th at internationals. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Randall the Cloud asked a good question. Who did Fiction beat besides MacD?
Okay, I will say
I
this. Fiction didn't really beat any top players in his bracket run.
But that does happen,
it
and,
happened.
like,
No, yeah.
it's also, I mean,
It's not his
MacD's
fault.
good.
It's not his fault.
Yeah.
That's just kind of a fact of how the bracket played out. He didn't beat any like super top players, but I think he beat Plup and Korean DJ.
Yeah, no, those are big wins.
I mean,
say.
yeah,
I think those are great wins.
those are great wins. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
just like he didn't have like Leffen's path where he beat Hungry Box or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiction played
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the results. Man, I'm still going to Google for these results. Apex 2014 results Smashboards. But I hope the Smashboards
Instead
ranking
versus KD
change that.
was big. And
Mhm.
did either of you guys watch Eisengo Bay?
Not yet.
I can go
I
back.
did not.
Are you kidding me? After the review that I gave,
Mhm.
dude, you guys have everybody in chat like you all need to watch Eisengo
okay.
Bay.
Yes,
Uh,
I remember
versus
your
Chain
thesis,
Ace?
Bobby.
dude,
Right.
you need to watch it so we can talk about it. I can't believe
Oh,
you had
man.
2 weeks you didn't watch it. See, I'm not sure if the VODs are up. Are they?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to
Oh.
scroll through stream archives. That's the only reason I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen
Bro,
a single Apex video.
If somebody puts up YouTube like clips of just those sets, I'll watch them, but it hasn't happened yet. And I don't want to
Okay.
go through the stream
Well,
archive.
if somebody
All right.
gave you the timestamps for this
Yeah.
archive,
Yeah, no, I definitely would do that.
I haven't desired to seek that out because I'm not about that.
I'm curious though. Somebody
I'm gonna
else
link-
told me the same thing. They were like, "What Scar said on the Apex show was totally true. You got to watch those 3 sets. It's like it's crazy
Yeah.
to watch."
I was saying it through the comments He was playing Chain Ace, and I was like, Eisengo Bay, he's gonna have a tough time versus I felt like versus average U.S. players, it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
And he played Fuzzy. I was like, okay, Eisengo Bay, actually R.I.P. Your tournament runs over. He's gonna body you, and he friggin' beat him. And then it was like fiction. Okay, you're actually gonna get destroyed now. Like you have no hope.
I'm really disappointed that the player tags did not have gamer tags or any sort of identification on them, because throughout the weekend I have no idea, and I still have no idea who someone like Eisengo Bay or XL0 is. Just I have no idea what they look like. I had no opportunity to really seek them out for friends.
I mean, there was a okay.
Yeah.
So,
next is the breakout tournament. Breakout performance of the tournament. Leffen absolutely destroyed people at this tournament. Who did he play in winners? Oh, M2K.
Yeah, well, first he beat Hungry Box. We got to mention that. He beat Hungry Box against the top 8, and then he had M2K, and I believe he took game 1, didn't he? Like he came out strong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He made the FD game look close.
Yeah, no, Leff straight on FD.
Good.
Dude, he doesn't even. I don't think he bans FD against Marth. Like he straight up goes with it. That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you can play a Fox where, even if you get the up throw on Marth, and you're smart with your your back airs and your fastballs, and you're keeping Marth up there the whole time. Marth doesn't have anywhere safe to fall to on FD either. So, I can understand Foxes if they think they're really good at not getting grabbed and, kind of reading the Marth, what the Marth does when he gets thrown up there. It's not necessarily a bad counter pick. It's not necessarily a bad stage for that matchup.
Leffen did amazing versus PPU. Leffen did amazing versus PPU at Evo on FD. I don't remember if he won that match or not, but I know he put in a lot of work on FD.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm still looking for the results. Damn it.
Well, I would suggest getting up Peligro's recap and reading through that.
Oh no, I found them. I'm trying to look at who people beat in bracket pools, but it's kind of a nightmare because
I see.
I think there were 4 bracket pools in like what they called round 2 of
right.
The round 2.
Those I found are easier to find than the round 1 pools.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When I was looking them up. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about doing that format? Because we had a lot more rematches than usual at the tournament. That's the first thing I noticed about the bracket pool format.
I do want to talk about that, but let's go through
sure.
All the results stuff first. But I definitely want to touch on that later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, just to round out, I think we should do a player by player. So we talked about the losers bracket matches, and then we just talked about Leffen versus M2K, and it was a really close set, and M2K won.
Oh, by the way,
so then we had
M2K. That was really funny because it played out exactly the same way as SFAT versus M2K at Big House. Exact same characters.
Oh, that's really funny.
And stages, all 4 games.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Music King does like his counter pick routine. So yeah, and then in the losers bracket, Leffen played Cobalt, who had just beaten Soft. So that was like a pretty interesting Fox Ditto. We don't see Fox Dittos all that often in like top 8 of tournaments. So that was pretty cool. And it was a pretty sick set. Leffen was just looked like he was way more solid.
I don't remember much about the set, but going in, I get the feeling that Leffen's he's not going to go home saying I lost a Cobalt in losers bracket, Like he was gonna win. I think he was gonna will his way to that win and get into top 4 and put his name among the elites.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Soft and PB&J are watching together. Yeah, we talked about it. Good stuff, Soft. Thanks for watching the show. What's up, Evan? You
top
lost.
3 breakout performances at Apex: Soft, Amsa, and Leffen, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. That sounds right. Dude, Florida had an amazing tournament. 3 people in top 8. That's like actually insane for one small region.
Well, no, Soft's not in. Soft's not Florida.
Soft is Georgia.
Soft is Georgia.
Still, South. There are
But
4
never
people
mind.
from the South in top 8 if you include PP in there, which is really, really impressive.
Right.
I don't think
And
I do.
especially, I mean,
I
just
think soft. I
again,
think PP is East Coast.
Well, I mean, you usually draw the
No,
line.
I would say North Carolina.
Yeah, like
North Carolina is definitely south.
MDVA is usually the southernmost part of that East Coast.
Yes, I would
category,
say
right?
exactly that. Yeah,
All right.
there's
Yeah, we
definitely
just
a
talked
line
about. What did you say?
in Virginia.
Yeah, even like Southern Virginia, some people would say that's starting to go south. Just because
Yeah.
of the landscape of the population density there.
Right, and also there's an interestingly enough there's a linguistic divide in Virginia where basically everyone in the Hampton Roads, Norfolk area, they sound like people from the South, and everybody north of there sounds like people from the North.
Yeah, that's
there
a
are
good way.
ways to quantify that actually.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's definitely
So-
south.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. I'm down. I'll allow it. And then Leffen, continuing through losers bracket, had to play. Well, wait. I guess we're jumping ahead of ourselves when we talk about Leffen Mango, because what happened? I guess
We gotta start with
Hungry Box
M2K.
beat-
Oh, sorry, Mango versus PP in winners semis, right?
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was not a very close set, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen PP play like that in a long time. Like he was on fire.
Was it It was 3 out of 5, right?
Yeah, it was 3 out of 5, and
Yeah,
PP won
3-1
3-1.
for PP.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the first 2 games, Mango was playing Fox, and if I recall, game 2 he was up and like lost the lead. Does that sound right?
yeah, I think so.
And
He dropped a
goes up?
few. He dropped a few edge guards, I think.
Yeah, he dropped a bajillion edge guards versus Music King. It was like it looked like Sheik was impossible to stop.
Hmm
I remember that set. It was like no matter if he rolled, Music King did not go for the ledge. If he did, like it was just crazy.
Yeah, but Mewtwo King's got good timings on his recovery too. Like he makes you, at worst, he makes you guess 50-50 sometimes with the Sheik up B.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Mango lost to PP. PP played really, really well. He just looked super solid the whole time. The one game that Mango took was a Falco Ditto on question mark stage.
Dreamland, I think.
Yeah.
Mangoland.
So yeah, that sent Mango into losers where he quickly faced off against Hungry Box, and like, what's his name? Alex Stripe made a big deal about it, like when they were getting on stage, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna do this again. What did you guys think about that?
What did he say? I can't remember.
Like when he was announcing them, he was saying like, one of the biggest rivalries in all
Oh,
of
yeah.
Melee, us versus Mango. I just
Yeah.
feel like whenever Hungry Box and Mango play, like somebody is now gonna say, oh, these guys hate each other. They have a big rivalry, blah blah blah, and this is gonna perpetuate until the end of time.
After that
Well,
Reddit
that
thing,
doesn't mean it's not entirely inaccurate though.
Yeah,
I mean,
when you talk about
I don't know about
rival,
hate, whatever.
top 3 rivalries in recent years of Melee, like Mango Hungry Box has to be up there, right?
Will you tell me like what their set count is? Are they like 9-3 or something? Like is
I
this
don't know,
the biggest
Mango.
rival-
It's like
Ooh,
12-2 for
Ooh,
Mango.
I want
Yeah,
to
feel like
get the exact numbers here.
12-2.
I will be right
Right.
back.
Like that is not a rivalry. It's just like it's just they're not like friends. I mean, I would call Mango
Right,
Mewtwo
yeah,
King like a
that's
crazy
true.
rivalry, and I would call like Mewtwo
Well, what
King
is it?
H
I mean-
Box a big rivalry. It's
Is the rivalry just people who meet a lot, or does there also have to be that element of these people don't like each other? Because I think there kind of does. Just because.
yeah, I think that both
people
make
play
it
each other a
really
lot doesn't-
intense.
I have the
Yeah.
exact numbers.
What is
Since
it?
January 2012, Hungry Box is 2-11 versus Mango.
I guessed 12-2, so I was pretty
mean,
close.
Since
Yeah,
January
so can
2012.
anybody quickly do the math? It's like 2 divided by 13 is like a 15%.
Okay,
That is
but
not a rivalry.
does it really have to be like super even in set count for it to be a rivalry? There's plenty of rivalries in sports, like Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning, where it's very lopsided, but it's still like an absolutely fantastic
Not
rivalry.
very lopsided. It's like
No,
five.
Brady's like
It's like
13 and
5 for Manning. It's like it's like 5 to 13, 5 to
Sure.
12
Yeah,
or something.
dude,
like
that is pretty
I think that's
lopsided
that.
on paper.
I
I mean, I'm not saying
whatever.
it's
Maybe.
lopsided. I'm not saying it's lopsided. I'm on your side, but on paper, it looks that way.
I agree.
All right.
And then I'm saying
Yeah.
Box vs Mango is kind of similar because,
But
with the exception of a couple
but-
sets, H-Box doesn't really just roll over and die when he plays Mango. He usually keeps it
But
fairly competitive.
yeah, but I think Brady Manning is also they've been the clear top 2 quarterbacks in the league for
It's not the best
going on a
comparison.
decade,
Yes,
right?
it's not apples to apples right there. But that's the first thing I thought of when you say lopsided on paper doesn't exactly equate to lopsided in
Sure,
duality.
right. I think
I
think
want to look up
rivalry
the dictionary
is-
definition of rival.
Dude.
I think it has to be you play each other a good amount and there's emotional investment in it,
Mm.
right?
Lots of stakes.
Right.
All right, I suppose. I mean, there's a definition that says be or seem to be equal or comparable to, which, that's the part that I'm like disagreeing with, but I think that it is like not necessarily true. And like when you think about it, you've beaten your rival in Pokemon every single time. Like your rival literally never beats you, so I guess that's like 100-0.
Well, you could also
They've
have
had,
like your rival.
700
He could
sets
be your rival in
since
life.
Pokemon Red
you know.
released.
He's your rival in life.
Well,
and
anyway.
Pokemon is just another venue where you contest this rivalry.
The
Yeah.
dictionary
I guess-
definition is a state or situation in which people or groups are competing with each other.
That's just way too broad. No, I reject that.
Right.
What dictionary?
Well,
was that?
anyway,
I
they
know
have.
that
All
wasn't
right, I'm
inherent-
Don't worry about
they
it.
have a rivalry.
Don't worry about it.
And
But
this set was definitely more of. This set was more of like more of what we expect from that kind of 11-2 sort of record. It was it was quick.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was
pretty-
double stock, if I recall.
I think so.
It was it was just kind of we've seen it a lot of times. Got Bob.
Mm-hmm. And then
So, yeah.
Leffen versus Mango, which a lot of people are calling the
Was
set
that
of the
great
tournament.
I think that was definitely the set of the tournament.
It has to be, especially if you were
I'll give it
attending,
that title.
especially if you're watching.
Yeah, absolutely. When we were going to Game 5, I looked at a couple of other people sitting with me and was like, I think Mango doesn't like Fountain. This could be trouble. And then he just kind of shut us up so quickly. We were up on our feet like before we could even think about what we just said.
Dude, that's so funny because like if you look at most tournaments that have gone to like Game 5 with Mango, like almost everyone counterpicks FOD versus him, and they almost always get destroyed. Like there are so many sets of him just like spanking people in the last game on FOD.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean like Leffen, not the player who you would think would like take Mango to his limit, right?
Once I saw how Leffen was playing after he beat Hungrybox, I thought he could beat anyone at this tournament. I'm not saying he could have won the tournament because then he'd have to beat like 3 of the gods, right? That's super hard to do. But I thought at that point he could have beaten PP, he could have beaten M2K, he couldn't beat Mango. In my opinion, that's how I saw it. Because he was playing really well. Like Leffen just had a really solid tournament.
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's just not someone who you would expect to take it that far, and like Mango really did look like he was, up against the ropes a couple times there. Enough that like, usually when you think of like Mango and his kind of dominance over the game, when people rush the stage, it's when he wins the tournament. Like, I don't think anybody's ever rushed the stage when he's won losers quarters or whatever the fuck that was.
Mhm.
Right.
So that's just
And,
that just goes to show you
he
like
wasn't-
that set was.
If he wasn't down 2-1, at the time, I don't think we would have had that
That reaction.
amazing chance
Mm-hmm.
that we got.
Yeah, I mean he never makes it easy. Like you say that about Little Mango.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My 2 favorite moments of the tournament were in that set. Number 1, the stock of the brave. What are people calling it? Frog, is there a name for this thing?
I've currently heard the Star Spangled Down Smash.
The
God damn it.
Star Spangled Down Smash. 10 out of 10 name.
Oh my god.
And that moment, just like I screamed so loud. Like I don't think you can appreciate it just listening to it. You have to
Oh my
actually be
God.
singing the anthem, like not know what's gonna happen next. And like, oh my god,
Who started that? How did that even? I'm really impressed that someone was able to get the crowd to sing. Like
I remember hearing it
The whole
come out of
thing.
like all the people that were sitting on the floor to the right,
Yeah,
and then it just
sounded like
sort
it
of
came
spread.
from Long Island. It sounded like it came from Long Island Smashers.
God damn it, dude.
You can't lie.
Well, that was
yeah, it was like,
amazing.
yeah, like it started, and I was like, dude, this is so lame. Are we really gonna sing the whole song? It's gonna take like a minute. Nobody even knows the words. Like I remember I was complaining the majority of the
I
time
know.
the song was going on.
You because
And then
you were
like
next-
and then the closer it got to the end, I was like, are we gonna finish it? Oh, right? And then I like got all into it, and then at the very end, oh my god, it was so sick.
Sorry, I thought it was lame the whole way through. I was cringing.
Oh, that's fine.
I didn't like the
USA.
Pokemon song at Pound 5 either. I
Yeah.
guess I'm just not.
that was just
no fun in
okay,
game
whatever.
for Juggle Guy.
I you know, the Pokemon thing was just like people having fun, whatever, but it didn't really go with what was happening. So I was just like, why are we doing this? But the Star Spangled Banner, obviously there was a reason why it was happening, because you know we had faith in our boy representing our nation.
I
You know?
guess. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then my second favorite moment, the four stock, dude. Holy crap, that was quite a game.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, who would have predicted that after seeing the last 4 games of this?
I was worried. I was like, this is Fountain. Mango says he doesn't like Fountain. Leffen's been all over him this set. I don't know. I hope he comes through. And he just shut everyone up. It's like, yeah. Did you really think I would lose? That's what I picture Mango saying at the end of the set.
That's really funny because
There's a meme. There's a
awesome,
meme out there with like Peyton Manning, and it always ends with like, "Did you really think I would lose?" And I just picture Mango in that seat instead of Peyton Manning.
yeah.
Dude, and especially like one thing that I've noticed watching a lot of player cams after Mango wins, when he drops his controller after a victory, it's just like the ultimate exclamation point after every set.
Mm-hmm.
And he dropped it there.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I
Very
bet you
driven.
see, I bet you see a lot of patterns on the player cams reactions after sets over, just from all the casting that you've done.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know the words to the Star Spangled Banner, but OPRZ in chat said that D1 saying, "Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner get waved?" And like, I don't claim to know the words, but like, I'm pretty sure that is not. Those are not the lyrics of that song. Sheridan,
It's yet wave for those of you who are wondering.
oh my god, D1.
We all have our moments.
Another
that
piece of trivia.
There's been people
Another good piece
who
of
have
trivia.
been hired to sing the national anthem and have messed it up before.
Can we cue up Carl Lewis singing the national anthem?
When was that?
This was, I think, maybe the 96 or 2000 Olympics. It is the worst rendition of the national anthem.
No. The worst rendition is some dude at the
Are you gonna
Chicago
say-
Cubs game who was just like yelling it, like he had.
My
Like-
favorite rendition is Roseanne. You ever seen Roseanne singing the national anthem at a baseball game? It was pretty amazing.
I
She
don't
was
know.
just doing her Roseanne yell. You should look it up, bro.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I think a good piece of trivia about the Star Spangled Banner is it's set the tune for the song is actually existed beforehand, and it was a drinking song called "To Anacreon in Heaven," and he set the lyrics of the Star Spangled Banner to the tune of that song. Now you know.
There you go.
Now I know.
Fun fact. Sick. Yeah. So there was that set, 6 set, and then the rest of the tournament. I think we could just kind of like breeze by, right? So we had MTK PP. Yeah, one thing we need to talk about is like MTK. You got 4 stocks.
Oh my
Bye.
god, dude, PP dominated him. Oh my god, it was amazing to watch.
I feel like face palming when I think about it. It's just like
The single most impressive game, in my opinion, of the tournament was PP's Marth versus M2K's Sheik on FD. He dominated M2K. Like
Dude, I thought you were gonna say the single most depressing because that's how I felt.
Depressing or not, it was super impressive to me. He absolutely dominated M2K's Sheik. It was still only 1 stock, but that was complete domination. You just go back and watch it. Look at the neutral game. Look at the openings. It was not close.
It wasn't close.
Yeah.
So sad. It's like, what are you doing, MTK?
I didn't know you were such a big M2K fanboy, Bobby.
Dude, because I was around in 2007, 2008, 2009, where Marth doing on FD was suicide.
Yeah.
Like, doing that was like risk, like your sanity. Like,
can we talk about how M2K might not be able to just live on FD anymore? PP has proven that he can bust out the Marth and beat M2K on FD, which he did twice at Apex, and then you have Mango busting out the Puff now. Like M2K does not have a free win anymore in best of 5s.
I think people are sick of it, dude. People are sick of just going to FD with their main and just getting slapped.
Yeah,
like it's just not.
People are learning the counter picks. Somebody said this is the year. This is going to be a year of counter picks. That's one of the trends.
Yeah,
I like.
Yes,
Kage said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's something I really want to get into. Maybe not this episode, but our next time. That's a great topic that we can explore.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But yeah, like I don't know if you pick FD and you're Mucha King and PP picks Marth. Like I just don't understand why you didn't just pick Sheik. Like he still has the advantage of counterpicking.
That's a good point. I think he was confident enough in Marth.
Was he just proud or something?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Mewtwo King is. Mm-hmm. He just felt like I just win the neutral game. If I just win the neutral game, I know all my Marth tricks to the utmost precision, and I'm not going to drop things that PP might. So as long as I can go just even in the neutral game, I should win this. So that's what I think probably Mewtwo King was thinking when he stayed Marth. And it makes sense to me to think about it that way too.
Yeah. And if you're a Marth main and you're the top Marth in the world, arguably, you don't just go freaking Sheik when somebody counterpicks you Marth on FD. Like, you got to have some pride.
I don't know. MTK is filthy, dude.
I mean,
MTK does that stuff.
He is. He's the number one person who would do something like that. But come on.
Exactly.
You're the top Marth and you're going to play on FD, ditto someone. Have some pride. Okay, I know it's winners finals of Apex, but have some pride.
I guess, man. Well, Koopa Troopa says that this was the first time MTK has been 3-0'd at a major tournament in a very long time. What do you think about that? Is that true?
At a major tournament, huh? That I can believe that. I know he got 3-0'd by PP in a regional tournament back last March. That's the last time I can think of.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, PP spanked MTK. MTK Mango was,
I think Mango played well. Like he just missed a few edge guards.
He didn't play like he played at Apex 2013. Apex 2013. Mango versus Mewtwo King was just like
that was Gimp City.
Kind of just got slapped down.
That was Gimp City, Apex 2013. He didn't really. I think he got Gimp maybe once in their set this time, and which
I recall it being more than that, but
like
not two
like
and a half
one like super like cringeworthy Gimp where he's dying at 20.
Yeah.
So that was fine. If I were Mango and I go into the set, somebody tells me I'm gonna get gimped once the whole set by M2K, I would say, yeah, you know what, I'll take that. But I think it was kind of a matter of he didn't really finish out the stocks. Like he got M2K up to like 120, 130 a lot of times, and it just seemed like it was an uphill battle from there to edge guard him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas M2K,
then,
he can just kind of death touch you because he's M2K.
Right.
So he's still got that.
Right. He still has that.
Mhm.
He'll never lose that. 99 hours.
Yeah, Bobby, what was your quote on Yoshi? Still, M2K is still the only Marth who can kill you in one hit, like from across the stage on Yoshi's.
Did I say that?
You said that a long time ago. Like I was saying, oh, M2K's losing it. He's dropping games to people like J-Man, and then you're like, dude, okay, but he's still the only Marth who can literally like death touch you from across the stage on Yoshi's story.
Yeah.
I think,
Hey,
There you go.
I think it was PP's Marth against Mewtwo King Sheik, but there was a clear 0 to death in one of his matches, wasn't there?
are you
I
talking
think
about
it was like an up throw on Sheik.
at Apex or last year?
At Apex. At Apex.
I'm sure there was. Like, I've only rewatched it once, but I just remember that match being complete domination, even though it was only one stock differential at the end.
Yeah. I just remember, like, I think it was PP grabbed his Sheik at one end of the FD, got an up throw, few up tilts, got his jump, and then forward aired all the way across the stage and spiked him.
I think it was the last stock.
Something like that.
I think it was the last stock. Yeah. The set ended with the Ken combo, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. That must be it. I thought that was that kind of moment was.
Speaking
that's what
of which,
I took out of that.
I think that's an interesting thing that Koopa Troopa brought up. Excuse me. M2K being 3-0'd for the first time in a while. When's the last time Mango got 3-0'd? I cannot think of, like, one time.
Yeah, I can't either.
Okay, against Armada at Apex 2012. I think that's literally the only time I can think of.
He got 3-0'd? Damn.
Yeah. Winners Finals,
That's
Apex 2012. Anyway.
And anyway, M2K, Dr. PP at the end of the tournament, grand finals, largely. Well, I guess it wasn't like a terrible set. It was
a pretty good set. I thought
I
it
don't
was a
know.
good set.
Yeah,
To be honest, I
PP got
left
M2K
and I
got
watched
buffed a
the
little
Niners
bit.
game.
So Sheridan, you did actually come in and watch most of top 8.
Yeah, I watched top 8 until Mango lost.
I see.
And then I went to watch.
I thought you were gonna
Seattle.
be in the venue pub the whole time, just watching the game.
I had to.
Wait,
support
Sheridan,
my
why
boy.
did you leave after Mango lost?
Because
49ers.
I knew PP was going to win, and the Niners. I needed to watch the Niners
Okay.
game, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm still, kind of not accepting of reality yet.
Man, Sheridan's face after that last interception was one of the most tragic things I've ever seen. He did his sad box impersonation.
It was bad times, man. It was
Yeah.
bad times.
You know how like the
3
camera-
inches.
Yeah, dude.
3 inches, and that was a touchdown for Krebs.
Ah,
But I tell you, it's easier. That one was easier to deal with than the last 2 exits that we made. So whatever.
Niners have lost in the
Anyway.
NFC Championship like the last 3 years, haven't they? Oh, sorry, they
Super
were
Bowl last
right,
year.
they were in the Super Bowl. They've been to the NFC Championship 3 straight years.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
Yeah, and I kind of hate our offensive coordinator, so I'm even more impressed that they've gotten to it despite him, basically.
So
Anyway,
that's
second
Apex.
finals.
Your winner, Dr. PP. I'm gonna link Team Spooky in the chat, so anybody who wants to take a look at those VODs, we really encourage it. Hopefully you watched it live because it was sick. Stream views got to I think 32,000, which is 3 times as much as last Apex. Pretty great.
Yeah.
A lot of people were betting a little bit
I think
higher.
we were talking
than that.
about 30,000 as
Yeah, Bobby, you called it. You said 30,000
Yeah.
at the end of the live show.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, my feeling was that like it had the potential off of the back of Evo to hit 40, possibly a little bit more. But yeah, my feeling was that if it did not hit 30, then it would probably have been a failure, because like as we've talked about with Apex, they make a lot of trade-offs between like the player experience and you know, views and numbers and sponsors. And like you know, if it's okay if you make those trade-offs if you deliver, in my opinion, on, you know, the core promise that this is going to be like a highly watched event and like it's going to ultimately be really good for the scene.
Right.
And so, you know, I feel like they did deliver on that. I mean, nobody else has come even close to getting 30,000 views. And you know, we had the power of Team Spooky, you know, the Apex brand, the documentary, and you know, obviously Evo. So
yeah, kind of a culmination
really
of
awesome.
all those efforts in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
really
good
sick, and that's a big thing for us.
Yeah, pretty good transition point from top 8 to like talking about some of the tournament stuff at Apex.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah. So
By the way, did I make you guys say Eisengo Bay? Did I make you guys say it?
I still don't know what I said before. Did I say like Eisengo Bay? I think
I think so.
I pronounced the go.
I say Eisengo Bay.
Yeah, I emphasize the go too much for your
Eisengo Bay.
tastes.
How's that, Bobby?
Eisengo Bay.
Eisengo Bay.
Eisengo Bay. I think that everyone should wake up in the morning and say that.
Yeah, Eisengo Bay.
Yeah, Eisengo Bay. It's so beautiful.
It's just like the dude's last name, isn't it?
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I think it's his last name. Someone tagged him in the Facebook group. I was like, oh, whoa, that's Eisengo Bay.
Mr. Eisengo Bay.
Yeah, I gotta watch this videos.
Does anybody have you guys watched the commentary? I wanted to just mention my favorite commentary moment, which has also been mentioned in chat. You guys, I like tweeted it out very recently. I'm gonna have to find it and link it. Just I'm saying egg to down smash Kage, and like Prague, dude,
like
you
40%.
lost it. Oh my god!
I still haven't watched
so
that.
crazy. So the Prague quote was like he just got like hyper than I've ever seen him get, and he just like yelled like, "The kid is dirty! The kid is no wait. Before he even said that, like when he threw the egg and it hit Kage, like, you know, this is Ganon at 20%, like right at the edge of the stage. So 9 times out of 10, like he's gonna make it back. And like you could tell that Prague is trying to say whoa, but it just kind of came out as like whoa, 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 whoa. And it was just so funny. And like the other part is like, dude, when you said the kid is dirty, like you said it so seriously and with like such passion that it like actually sounded like you were yelling at like a mother for like how dirty the like her child was. Like I couldn't stop about like the kid is dirty. Oh my god, that was definitely my favorite moment.
Like my inner Jim Ross up there.
Holy crap, dude! You cracked me up. I was actually dying. I'd love to have that as like my text message.
I also enjoyed Prague and D1 attempting to commentate in Spanish for a third of a match or something like that in one of the on one of the salty suites.
Like full Spanish commentary, like dialogue.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like tenemos back airs and things like that.
I'm gonna
alcohol and pain medicine are funny things.
Yeah, but like I'm getting to a point now where I don't really notice the commentary, and I think that's like maybe the ultimate compliment to commentators, because we're getting to a point in the community now where I think there's so many great commentators. So I'm never worried about the level of commentating at something like Apex.
Right, you're just thinking of like the match and the commentary as one cohesive thing.
It's one cohesive entity.
Here's the match, here's the commentary.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, some people say like I don't even notice the TOs when I go to a tournament, and I think that's a great compliment to how smoothly it's run, and I think the same thing can apply to commentary, where it just kind of meshes with the whole product.
Absolutely.
I'm asking John to play it, just the audio. It's just like 7 seconds. I just wanted everybody to hear it. Rob, you should click it too and just like listen to it for a second.
I have not watched
John,
it.
play it for the fans. All right. Everybody be quiet.
Oh my Shrek! The kid is dirty! The kid is dirty! Oh my god! The kid is dirty! Destruction! And it's
watching like a little YouTube ad. That'd have been bad. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was like so hysterical. So anyway, yeah, we were about to segue, and then I got distracted by talking about commentary. Did you guys watch any commentary and think that like any moments were amazing or hysterical or
I just listened to it.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I don't know. I don't have anything else to add on that. I mean, I mentioned the commentary en Espanol. But, yeah.
My overall thoughts are the commentary was excellent. Oh, by the way, Scar.
What's up, dude?
I think a new star was born here. I think you are the #1 Smash sideline reporter of all time.
Yes.
Definitely.
I knew what you were gonna say. Yeah.
Like,
was that any good? Like
that was
doing
amazing.
it? Like I was like wondering, like
No.
any good?
That was amazing. Like I after
It
you
was
did
excellent, dude.
your sideline reporting gig at the Salty Suite, I was like, I cannot imagine anyone else ever filling that role. At a
Well,
Salty
the Crimson Dude tried, and I was like, oh my god, we can't let him try to do this. He's not the man. Did he do it at all?
I didn't see him. It's not up on
Okay.
YouTube if he did.
Because
Like,
Prague did it too, and I thought that his was really good. Watching it from the sideline.
mhm. Yeah, just want to
No,
get
like,
props.
Scar,
People
you
are talking
definitely
about
like. You were like the hardcore Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles April O'Neil style god sideline reporter.
All right.
Can I just say, I was the person who suggested to Gimmer back in the day that we need sideline reporting at a Smash tournament, and it would be amazing for a live stream. Can you imagine? Okay, just picture this in your head. After a stream match goes down and it's over, you have like hype on the other side of the room, and you have a sideline reporter who just buzzes in and says, "Okay, guys, we got some hype going down in the corner of the room. Let me give you like a play-by-play since it's not on the stream." Just something like that.
Dude, that would be sick.
Wouldn't
I
that
can't
be so
imagine a
sick?
more perfect thing to like fill space in between
Exactly,
matches.
exactly. That's what I had envisioned for it, and I think Gimmer finally, either he finally like made it happen or got the resources to make it happen at Salty Suite. But I think it can even be expanded to what I was talking about, like other side of the room, remote sideline reporting.
Right.
Yeah, man,
Well.
that sounds really fun. If we can do more of it, that would be great. Dude, so it's Be Me also linked an amazing moment. We can all watch it. I linked it in the chat. John, you want to show that too? This is so good.
I haven't watched. No, I did watch this one. Yeah, Amsa vs DJ.
10, 15 seconds ago.
That was fantastic.
I love that. He went through that a couple different occasions.
Oh my
And-
gosh! And
Yeah.
look at Yoshi. He looks like
Everyone in the
twice
room,
on set, I think.
like, I so hope that works. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
If it does. And finally, like against
They-
Bowser's just so fat, dude.
Yeah.
It'll work on Bowser. Yeah, look at DJ's reaction. Look at DJ's reaction in the player cam. He's loving it. He's like, oh.
We're going into game 2. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, the Fred Flintstone combo was born right there.
Fred
Pedaling his way to work.
Right. So he's pedaling.
That's a
And then-
perfect name.
Oh, Toe said that. That's so sweet. Yeah. Additionally, what was I gonna say? Oh, and then people are. I recommend this to Sheridan and Rob and anybody who's never seen it. So, I did a Salty Suite on the last day as well, and I was extremely exhausted and did like super tired commentary, and I wonder if that was horrible or not.
Oh, wait a minute. That was because
I don't remember.
we had like a security officer bugging us.
Oh
up
yeah, we had to be
quiet.
super quiet.
Yeah.
hmm
No one can blame me for
So-
that. And
A
it's
lot of
like,
people- I remember
actually
looking
watching
at,
matches,
like-
I haven't watched a commentary.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's also midnight after top 8 on day 3 of a national. Like, is someone really gonna blame me for not bringing like the Salty Suite level of energy? I
Yeah.
thought it was fine. Like, I'm okay with different.
I watched. I went to. Oh my God! Somebody's linking Isingo Bay versus Fuzziness. I just want to watch these. I don't want to talk to him.
Holy shit! It's on YouTube. I gotta watch it now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't watch.
Everybody,
it now.
Let's,
your
you know-
homework. Your homework tonight is to watch Isengo Bay versus Chain Ace first, Chain Ace, then Fuzziness, then Fiction. You have to watch all three. And if you skip one, just skip the Fuzziness one. But you have to start with Chain Ace. Tell me
Okay.
that I'm wrong, that he is not like,
Oh my
you know, a
God.
hidden member of like the Illuminati.
Chain Ace on blast, dude.
You nuts, bro.
I'm sure you understand.
All right.
I also wanted to give shout outs to Prague and D1 for their amazing day 3 commentary. I think getting the crowd involved is like something that nobody has ever done, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just so sick.
That was fantastic.
I bet that was your idea, Prague. I know D1 just went along with the show. I know you were the ringleader.
I like, I guess going back to what I was talking to earlier about me not feeling well. Day 2, I nearly passed out again, and day 3, I wasn't feeling well. Not naming names, but there was someone in my room that kind of made a fool of himself. I'm not gonna put anyone on blast, but I basically needed the crowd to get me through day 3, and you guys were more than the shot in the arm than I needed. So, thank you all.
And how about that community leadership award too? Congrats on that.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I still haven't hung it up. Like it's sitting like right in front of me, and like I need a nail or something. I don't know.
just promise you won't be like Ken with your hardware.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Present it in the right way.
I'm
Don't.
gonna be just like Ken and give myself a bigger plaque.
Oh. Do you want to talk about
DD495.
some of the Apex
Sorry,
logistics and such?
Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
I have to say one thing. Then we can do it. Someone DD495 in chat says Isengo Bay was like a Caterpie versus Chain Ace and just evolved all the way into Butterfree versus Fiction. It was a straight up evolution. He definitely learned.
I really got to
that-
watch this. Jeez.
He
Well, I don't
learned
know what that means
Sideline-
because Pokemon is
No.
for
He
children,
learned
so-
confusion and it changed it. All right, whatever. Let's talk about Apex logistics for like literally 5 minutes. I'm cutting it off at 8 o'clock.
Oh boy. 5
Okay.
minutes, huh?
Somebody start.
No, it's 7:35.
On the clock.
I'll
We can't
start.
cut it off at 8.
All right, I'll
Go ahead,
start.
All right.
So Apex, definitely had its share of issues, and I mean, it kind of had to be blindsided just numbers wise. Melee was stagnant the last couple of years, up 320 or so, and this year doubling in size. I mean, it was extremely rough for them, definitely. If anyone said that this Apex would have gotten over 600 entrants, I would have laughed if you told me that back last year. So I'm pretty sure they felt the same thing. On to the next person.
Well, okay, but what's the point of pre-registration and closing pre-registration 2 weeks before the event if you can't use those 2 weeks to your advantage in scheduling and managing logistics for the tournament?
Okay,
then?
well, let me say this though. I'm pretty sure that they had planned to have Apex and probably got the venue before Evo happened and before we knew what Evo was going to be for us.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I mean, what could they, given the size of the venue, they may have been limited on options for how to
Okay.
deal with that many people. So I want to say that it may have been a smart decision to actually go through with some of the entry caps that they were originally going to do. I mean, I completely understand why they didn't, because you want to make your tournament all it can be in terms of numbers, right?
Yeah.
But the number of people there was
1,100.
a hindrance to what was to the actual execution of the tournament. So
Yep. I have two things to say about that. First of all, you're right about the venue size. I looked it up on the Doubletree Somerset, New Jersey website. That venue was only 10,000 square feet. That is nowhere near enough space for an event of this size. And I understand that they might have probably gotten it in March or April last year, maybe even earlier. But I mean, that's part of being a TO. You have to be an event organizer too. Like you have to see these things in advance.
Yeah.
I got the Big House 3 venue in February, and for an October event, and I felt like if you're gonna go that far in advance, you need to be able to scale your tournament. Your tournament has to be scalable to any kind of turnout, and like pretty much any foreseeable kind of turnout. And 1100, I think that they should have, had that within their sights, considering the growth of the community this past year. Even if they didn't, let's go with the entrance cap thing. Okay, fine. You have an entrance cap. I think you should be able to say we have, a 1,000 person overall entrance cap instead of limiting it to 256 Project M, and then like 512
Hold on.
melee.
You're
brawl,
cutting out
right?
for me. I couldn't hear you.
Sorry, I was saying about the entrance cap. I think it's better to go with an overall entrance cap, because then you don't limit one game's potential if they show up in greater numbers. If they're more enthusiastic, then maybe they deserve to have a higher cap than another game, another tournament, right?
Sure.
We kind of saw that with PM. They showed up in numbers. They had 400 people at the tournament. Originally, their cap was 256.
100? 256, yeah.
It might have even been lower. It got raised to 256, then it got raised to 300 something, and then finally it got raised to like 416. And I think it still met that cap.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you my experience, because I entered Brawl singles and doubles, Melee singles and doubles, and PM singles, right? So
30 seconds.
PM, I felt, well, first of all, my pool for PM was at the end of the day, and it actually had largely caught up to being on schedule at that point. So I feel like the PM, the sense I got from it, it was that it was largely self-contained. All the PM people knew what they were doing in terms of how to run a tournament. They had their own area, they got people there, and they ran it, and it went well. That was my experience. For Brawl and Melee, first of all, I mean, we all know about the space constraints that made everything, it was hard to get anywhere from anywhere when you were in the venue. You see a whole mass of people, and you don't want to go through that to look for the TO or whatever. You're just going to wait till maybe you hear your name on the announcements. So that was a problem. And there was a projector in between two of the entrances that was perpetually clogging a main artery of kind of the walkways of that venue. And you see that, and you see 200 people between you and the TO or the TV. You're just like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to sit here and play friendlies.
Exactly.
I'm going to sit here and play friendlies until someone stops me or I hear you're about to be DQ'd. That's the mentality that you're going to have, because waiting through that many people it's terrible. I hate doing it. Everybody hates doing it. So bad place for a projector. TVs were not numbered. This was kind of what, I mean, I think this was maybe more than anything else, is TVs not being numbered makes it really difficult for you to get people together and get them to play their match, especially in teams where you've got to get 4 people set up at a TV, and all you see around you is 500 heads, and you have no idea who's who, right? As a TO, just calling out names. It makes it really difficult for you to get everybody where they need to be for teams.
Yeah.
And teams, I for Brawl, I think I played my teams match about 4 hours after it was originally scheduled. And that's...
And when you're looking up at the time at the end of the day, and it's 2:30 a.m. when on the schedule you were supposed to get out of there at 8 p.m., that's when you know the tournament has problems, right? Like there's some serious logistic issues with this that, if you're just watching the stream, it's very hard to tell these things. But if you're in person, and I mean, okay, not everybody's going to notice these flaws. Like if you're just a new player, you go, I've heard some new players say, my Apex 2014 was the best tournament ever. I can't imagine anything topping this. And I just look at them, I'm like, I'll just keep my mouth shut, because as a TO, when I go to these things, it's just in my nature. I can't help but notice what's going on with the tournament and how it's being run. And I will say, like, Bobby kind of nailed it on the live show. When you go to Apex, the spectating value, it's going to be great. It's always top notch at Apex. But if you're going there to play, like have a lot of playing time and expect like things to run on time and get in and get out when you're told, then that's just not going to happen. That's not part of the experience at Apex, and that it
Right.
kind of that was the same this year as every other Apex.
And
So I think
yeah,
well, I was gonna, you know me, I'm looking to. So like, what I think, and we talked about this before the show, and I think that Sheridan and Joe Guy were like, this was the perfect way to put it. Like, we can talk about all the issues that we have with the tournament, like till we're blue in the face. I mean, in the end, everybody who went knows how hard it was as a player to actually play in your pool. Like, it was not easy. And everybody knows that the day 2 was like literally 5 hours behind from the very start. And we all know that that's bad. So I was asking, like, why are we even going to talk about this, right? Because, like, I don't think that Apex really wants to, tighten up their logistics. Like, I don't think that that's what they're about, and it's not what they ever said that they're about. But I think that something that is important is just, like, kind of saying that we have this information, right? And we knew it, and we know it going into the events. So, like, when you think about what tournament you're going to go to in 2015 or whatever, like, if you have strong opinions and like you're really going to hate it if like things don't run to schedule, then what you should do is you should go to the big house. And like, if you want to go to the biggest tournament of the year, then you should go to Evo. But if you want to go for a very Smash centric kind of event that has a ton of people, that's going to have like a lot of spectators, then I think that Apex is definitely the best tournament to go to. So they kind of all have their pros and cons, but yeah, it just depends on what you want.
Let me also point out that in a tournament of this magnitude, there is a big command chain in terms of who's taking orders from whom, who's managing what, and those are all branching, depending on what game you're playing or what day you're there. So I don't want to blame any one specific person for this, because I know that a lot of the people further down on the chain, they're just working with what they're given, and that's all they can do.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
the people who are running doubles pools and singles pools day 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just working with what they were given with, and that made it a difficult job for them. So I'm not going to shove all the blame onto them by any means.
Yep. You can bring in the best TOs in the world. You can clone Sheridan 100 times and bring 100 Sheridans in to run your tournament. But if it doesn't have a good foundation, then the tournament's going to fail anyway. And that's kind of what you see here. If you have a bad schedule, not a big enough venue, not enough setups, no organization with how you're going to manage logistics and getting people to the right setups, it's just going to run 6.5 hours behind. That's
right.
That's what
like,
happens.
I wouldn't say that it's, but one thing that I would not say is that it was a failure. Like, it was obviously not a failure as a tournament.
Right.
So it, like,
there's a lot of ways to
determine,
there's a lot of ways to define failure. I absolutely don't regret going to Apex, and I think it was a huge success for what Apex wants to contribute to the Smash community. It's just there are some of these things that people should be aware of that they're not going to be aware of if they just watch the stream. And if they make a decision on what national am I going to go to in 2015, I feel like they should know about these things.
Right. Absolutely.
And you and Alex Strife are basically, the Mango and Hungry Box of TOs. It's like you both do your own kind of thing, but you're just never going to get along. And like, you will never, ever, ever enjoy an Apex no matter what. But like, if Alex Strife goes to your
that's like the curse, dude.
Alex Strife goes to your tournament, like, he's the Hungry Boss. He'll be like, oh, I just try to get along with Joe Guy. He does a little bit better, but like, I just do my own thing. And you're just going to be like, no, he sucks. His tournament's a failure. And then Reddit's going to hate you.
Yeah,
what he was saying. I don't think that's what Robin was saying.
I don't mean to attack anyone's intentions. I feel like everyone's got good intentions. They're all trying to contribute. And Alex Strife's done a lot for the community, for sure. But when you have an event of this magnitude, I just feel like you can't really call it the Super Bowl of Smash unless you're going to raise it to a Super Bowl quality of tournament experience. And I've never gotten that from the last 3 Apexes, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I think Alex Strife has his goals. Alex Strife has his goals that he wants to achieve. What?
You can go ahead,
Bobby. Okay, so I was saying, Alex Strife has his goals that he wants to achieve with Apex, in terms of making this a big thing for just the community at large, for making this a big thing to happen. And he definitely, I think, probably accomplished, he would say he accomplished, what he set out to do. He's been bigger than anybody else in terms of getting the sponsors and generating hype and things like that. But I say from my perspective, as far as running a tournament, what makes a good tournament organizer is being prepared for the things that can go wrong. And the contingency plan at Apex has typically been, if things go wrong, I have this assload of buffer time that things can
go
spill
wrong,
over into
whatever.
things can go wrong. Right.
That is really funny. If things go wrong, there's always 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
That's the backup plan. Were you still going, Sheridan?
I was just gonna say, has been my experience the last few Apexes that I've been to, and you might say, well, if it runs late, what's the big deal to you? I mean, you're still there, you're there at the tournament, you can do whatever you want. The problem is, if I have a match that's scheduled at noon and it happens at 4 o'clock, what am I doing between 12 and 4? I don't know when it's going to happen. I can't leave the venue and risk being disqualified. I'm staying there the whole time because I have no idea when my name gets called. And I know how annoying it is for somebody to walk up to the TO and say, when's my match? When's my match? Every half an hour.
Right. Well, you know what? This is something
I would not.
You know what? This is something that I said before, and both of you guys said that I was wrong, but that's why you need a Twitter from official Apex announcements, and you just post, Wave 1 is starting now. Wave 2 is going to start in 30 minutes. If things get pushed back, you just tweet, and everybody can check this one place. You need a gigantic digital billboard, and that's what Twitter can be for us. And we're not doing that. So I don't think that Juggle Guy needs to do that, but especially if you know that your tournament is subject to massive changes for literally hundreds of people, you need some way to communicate it out so that, they're not sitting around listening for a loudspeaker that ultimately they're never going to hear in the first place. So, I really think that that's something that we should consider.
The problem with that is people make plans around these. Your inadequacy at TOing affects a lot of people's
that's basically
plans.
why the crew battle didn't happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rob, okay, so I understand that, but what I'm saying is that at least I'm proposing a pseudo solution, right? What you're proposing is that everybody's mad. They're not gonna make it on time. So you can't say that they should just make it on time because people are planning their schedules around it. People are gonna plan their schedules around it, and they're gonna fail to meet that time, and so everybody's gonna be mad. At least if you have the Twitter, at least you have some contingency. But
exactly, I completely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good complement to whatever plan you have in place, but that can't be plan A. Oh, we're just gonna make everyone follow the Twitter and
right.
But there's
plan A is
I think if you do it
that that magic happens right and Apex finishes at midnight. That's not going to happen in this universe. You could run that tournament 1,000 times over, and it's never going to finish at 10 o'clock on Saturday. Never.
And why is that? I think it starts from the beginning.
Well, you know why.
When you organize an event like Apex, your TOing starts when you make that first phone call to the first venue that you're going to check out. It doesn't start the Friday before a tournament when you say, you know what, we're going to switch Melee top 8 and Brawl top 8, and screw everyone's travel plans on Sunday. That's kind of the point I'm making.
Well, right. I mean, I totally agree. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was just saying, you have something that can help alleviate that problem. If you have it, why not use it?
Mm-hmm. I guess,
right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. He's not saying, well, if we have this, we don't have to worry about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree. And I think, what you mentioned about people have plans people make their plans based around when the schedule says they're going to be playing matches. And I think people should be aware that that's probably the main reason that the crew battle didn't happen is people had their things that they wanted to do that night.
Mm-hmm.
And, half the people, I don't know who it was, but it was more than Mango. I know that for a fact. It was at least 2 or 3 people from each coast that were like, I have things I want to do tonight. I don't want to do this crew battle because it's already past when I've, got things to do.
You put yourself in the position of a participant in that crew battle. Okay, fine. I showed up on time. and now I want to do something else, and now you're coming to me and saying, so I'm like, why should I drag my plans out and stay for an extra 3 hours to participate in something that's completely optional when you guys didn't get your stuff done on time when I was a willing participant before? That's kind of how I see it.
And I just want to say that crew battles are late anyway, so I didn't miss.
Wow.
It takes a lot to organize a crew battle. It's difficult for sure.
Definitely does. It's and I think you brought this up somewhere else, but it's not something that you can let happen. It's something you have to make happen, right? These people aren't going to spontaneously show up. You have to give them a reason to. You have to give them incentive to do so. You know.
Yeah. So okay. Bottom line.
I wanted to kind of. Okay. Well, first of all, I did want to shoot like one shot because I haven't shot any shots at all this whole episode.
Shoot that shot. And
it has to do with. Of course, it has to do with Apex. Like, Rob, you're saying that like they're expected to be like the Super Bowl of Smash. Like, something that I have never put past Apex and like Alex Strife in general is just calling himself something, right? And like, just because somebody has like a nice website and calls themselves the Super Bowl of Smash, like that doesn't make them the Super Bowl of Smash. So like, you just kind of have to take their branding with like a grain of salt. It's like, we can call ourselves the ESPN of Melee if we want, right? But that doesn't, I mean, obviously this is not ESPN quality. We're on Skype. Can't even see our faces. Right. I just look like Goku.
Can't get those videos to work.
I get that that's like what you expect because that's what they call themselves, but I think that they just call themselves that because it generates like a different.
And that's kind of the lesson I've learned.
And who really challenge them that?
Right. That kind of goes along with the lesson I've learned. It's finally kind of been beaten into me now. Is like, okay, I have one idea for what I think the Super Bowl of Smash should be, but that's obviously not the same as somebody else's, like a new player's idea of what the Super Bowl of Smash might be. So people go to tournaments for different reasons, and I think it's fair for us to present our in-person experience at this from different perspectives, from like a TO, from a streamer, from like a new person's perspective, and let people decide for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Prog, did you have anything you wanted to say on the matter, or you feeling okay? You feel like we covered Apex well enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Super Bowl Smash, I guess, just from default. It is the only event out there that really highlights the entire Smash series. And until something else does that, I think the title has to stick. That's all I have to say on it.
I appreciate that perspective. Yeah, I think that we all agree. Like, it's the unrivaled champion for sure. You might not agree with the way that it wins, but
right.
600 and X entrants, 32,000 stream views. That's amazing, man.
It's a great accomplishment. Absolutely.
That's Apex.
Yeah.
Can we do the news in 5 minutes? Oh my God! No, we don't. Do we really? Zamorth just subscribed. Zamorth, welcome to the family. Oh my God, I love that name.
Shouts Texas.
Really, is it Texas?
I think he's from Texas.
I've seen that name. Seen that name before. I think he plays Falcon. Seen him around on the Falcon boards.
Falcon player. Dude, dude, Zamorth, now you can go around in every chat and just knee people. You can knee Kappa right in the face. Watch this. Kappa. Look at that. Look at Kappa just getting trunched.
Yeah.
I wish there was like something like that. Or what you can now do is you can have Prog kneeing someone. Watch this. This is the magic of being a sub. This is perfect.
Giving a thumbs up with one hand and kneeing somebody else on the other side.
That's right. Multi-talented.
Zamorth, welcome to our family. Thank you so much for subscribing. You guys all know that we love the subs. We love all the viewers. We wanted to do a little bit of news. I want to end the show in a few minutes, so I don't know if we have the restraint, though. Because we definitely took a half hour on Apex.
Can we...
Well, what do we want to prioritize here?
Whatever Prog wants to talk about, man.
I think we can do everything in 30 seconds.
Oh,
each.
Oh my god.
30
The
seconds.
first
each.
piece of news, Smashboard's rankings have been delivered. War Champ, the new developer, has basically taken SSB PD and put it on Smashboards. Thumbs down because we are starting from scratch. We no longer have the tournament records
Whoa,
from
whoa, 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 whoa! Gotta correct you there.
SSB
No.
PD.
Chain Ace has recovered a lot of the SSB
Oh,
files. He has like 350 or something like that files. And,
Thumbs
And there's another guy
And-
on Twitter.
yep, he is going through.
Tom, I believe, that's the other half.
Yep, he's plowing through all those TO files
Box list.
and putting
Yeah,
them
then-
box
onto
list
the
has
Smashboard
too.
rankings.
there
And
are no
I have like
cons and only pros
So
to this.
as
I have,
much
like,
as you
60
want to,
video files on my laptop.
as
too.
much as you want to make fun of Chain Ace for his set versus Eisengobe, we got
No,
a
he's
huge
great, man.
shout out for the Smash rankings contribution.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Kells, 4th place. Congratulations, Kells.
That is a product of me uploading a bunch of tournaments before anybody else does.
So here's the thing. I'm all for a ranking system. The problem is that no matter what kind of ranking system you want to say, this is people want something objective, right? And the problem with this is that no matter how you do a ranking system, you have to pick some kind of algorithm to give per player A points and player B points, and that's always going to be a subjective decision. So I just want people to keep that in mind when they look at these rankings. That we're doing is that even though a computer is doing this, a human put in an algorithm that expressed their ideas of valuation of tournament wins and losses.
And I believe this is the tennis ATP style rankings instead of ELO.
Okay.
Which is an interesting take on it.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Next topic, EVO 2014 lineup to be announced. As you all know, we've been waiting with bated breath to find out whether Super Smash Bros. Melee will once again... Wait, finally! Super Smash Bros. May or may not come back to Las Vegas. So we're waiting February 4th. It will be announced on Twitch TV/iPlayWinner. You guys know the iPlayWinner staff. They streamed Landhammer as well as some other pretty big. I forget which other Melee events. I think NCR. But yeah, Twitch TV/iPlayWinner. February 4th, probably late-ish. So eyes peeled.
Shows usually like 10 p.m. EST.
Yeah, I don't know if or how much we could influence that at this point.
Oh,
but,
I think it's a done deal. Like, don't you think?
well, I mean, it was a done deal that we were.
Well,
gonna be-
okay. Now, this is something that we wanted to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is we all know that
Yeah, until
Nintendo,
we spent a half hour on Apex.
Well, I just want to bring this up really quickly. Is we know that there's always been the issue of how does Nintendo feel about things like this, and I think the only way that we could not get into EVO this year is if the EVO staff says, just thinking it from the perspective of the people who put on EVO, right? They're saying, if we're going to put on Melee, are we going to have to deal with this Nintendo thing again? Are they going to try to pull this event from EVO? And if they feel like there's a significant chance of that happening and them losing out on a bunch of business because of some announcement of that later, they may decide it's not worth the risk to put in Melee. But given what we've seen so far, I would have to say it looks good for us. But we shouldn't just assume things 100%. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and if you look at the numbers and the data, the turnout data from 2013, like Melee brought in a ton of new people. That's all I'll say. Like, there's a lot of uniques coming in because of Melee, so it'd be a good decision on their part to bring in Melee, as Nintendo is not a problem.
Right.
Well, anyway, yeah. I mean, we hope so. We hope so, right? We love EVO. They know that we love them. And, they have, at the very least, they have the contact information of the guy who said you can't stream it. So at the very least, they can message that guy and say, hey, man, you're gonna do that to me again or what? So that's good. third piece of news: the Smash Brothers documentary has been uploaded. Right?
The soundtrack.
Know what I'm saying?
It's a good rendition. Yeah.
The soundtrack
It's all on
has
YouTube,
indeed
too.
been uploaded. It is on YouTube. It is waiting for you to listen to it. I have actually purchased Juicy Fruit on my iPhone. You can hear it. Yeah, that's what's up. That song is so good.
It's
So
the
support the
perfect.
Smash Brothers documentary.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's not turning off. Okay, I turned it off.
Also,
How do you turn this thing off?
so I mean, going with the Smash Brothers documentary, you know,
Samox
Samox is trying to recoup some of the Samox is trying to recoup some of the costs he incurred while making the documentary by selling the poster that is uploaded with the documentary soundtrack, signed by DBR's firm. And not just that, but he has announced that he is going to release at least one additional episode.
That is really exciting
Right.
news. Do we have any
One
scoop,
additional episode. What?
any
Yes.
scoop on
Yes.
what
At least one additional
what material is going to be covered?
I
Um,
mean, I don't think we have
I've
any
been sworn to
scope on that so
secrecy.
far.
I've been
Oh, really?
sworn to secrecy, but
Well-
it's going to be a really, really hefty task.
Well, now you can
Wow.
look at Scar and say I have forbidden knowledge, like he wants you to do.
Bro, do you remember that moment?
What?
It depends on if he's
Do you
watching the
remember
stream
that?
archives
Do you
or
remember
not.
that moment? No, he was standing right next to me. I was talking to him.
Oh,
And,
was
like
he?
I had the headphones on, and I couldn't hear him. He was like, "I have," said like in a muffled way. He said, "I have $20." I was like, "You have forbidden knowledge? What?"
What?
And I just like really wanted you to say something like some unforgivable stuff.
I went to the story that we get to.
Yeah. So anyway, can we talk
Yeah,
about MLG next time, or we have to talk about
next
Cut
time.
It Out?
No, let me announce one thing first.
Alright.
I want to talk about we're announcing a NorCal regional on March 22nd and 23rd
Yeah.
in Oakland, California, which is in NorCal. And the name of this tournament is The Next Episode. So we hope to all see you guys there, March 22nd and 23rd in Oakland, California. We've got a great venue. It's going to fit at least 200 people, so we're hoping for a
Nice.
big turnout.
Nice. And
Next
NorCal
episode, baby.
and NorCal just got an explosive turnout for the Arcadian. There's
Oh my
157 people there. That's
Yes,
without ranked players. So like,
Yeah.
imagine how big
More
the
than
next
SoCal.
episode. The next episode is going to be like
I think every region
pretty
needs to
amazing.
do an Arcadian. To
I think
get,
I'm going to host one now. I'm definitely going to host one sometime.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
truly think that every region needs to find their powerhouse TO and host an Arcadian tournament.
hmm
And then we need to like collect them all at a big tournament and like ask them what their professions are, and then they'll be like,
Arcadian Arcadian tournament
I
of
go-
champions.
I go to school. And then like it'll be like me and all the ranked players, and I'll be like, Smashers, what is your profession? And they'll just like yell some stuff.
Wow.
Oh, and it'll be like, okay, you guys are still just Arcadians.
Boo.
Okay.
Anyway, Arcadian tournament was sick. We have a NorCal regional coming up. Please tell me we're not going to name it that, right? That's like such a horrible way to brand a tournament that when there's like a gigantic tournament series called NorCal Regionals.
It's not called NorCal Regional, stupid. It's called The Next
Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
next episode.
there's going to be a regional in NorCal called The Next Episode.
Mm-hmm.
March 22nd, 23rd, Oakland.
And the last piece of news for your most recent installment of Melee at Ami is that the MLG season is kicking into gear. Shuffle 5, a Midwest MLG qualifier, is coming up on February 22nd and 23rd. Looking forward to that. When is Armada coming to the United States and playing video games?
Yo, he has
Singles?
confirmed on his Reddit, on his AMA, that he's coming back to Melee Singles for MLG.
Worst retirement ever.
I know, right?
No, it's like worse than mine.
Yeah, we always have this debate: worst retirement, Prague or Armada? And they keep outdoing each other, man.
They just want that worst retirement title.
Yeah. I think people miss Frog more, so I'm not sure if that makes him better or worse.
Well, that would be.
Oh wow! Okay. All right. Well, look at everybody. That's the worst Scar joke ever. God damn it! I'm never gonna make a 300 joke ever again.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch.
Armada coming back. Yay! We'll get to see if he's practiced up, and we'll see him compete against.
Hey, Scar. Hey, Scar. What if I told you Armada wasn't the only person coming back? Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
What knowledge do you have, Frog?
Gentlemen, stay tuned. I can't give anything away, but it's.
When will we know?
Soon.
All right, process of elimination.
When will the world know?
Process of elimination. It's not PC Chris because he's never coming back. He has totally abandoned us. Who else? As in,
know,
I'd say
I saw PC a couple weeks ago.
I'd say it's possible. Hopefully, it's not Ken because nobody wants to see him come back.
Damn.
Yeah, I think I like to play Super Smash Brothers again. Kid is dirty. Oh my god, what if it's Isaiah? Oh my god. If Isaiah shows up,
we know that's never happening.
Is Melee? Oh my god.
That's never
All right.
happening.
Well, I mean, if you want to know if it's Isaiah, you can ask him on Saturday. He'll actually be doing a Reddit AMA, a rare public appearance.
Whoa!
Really? Isaiah? Why is that not in the news? Isaiah will be doing an AMA on the Smash Bros. Reddit?
That's
that
the first I've heard of it.
Yep.
When?
Wow, that's excellent.
When is this?
February 1st.
Saturday?
And then February 1st, so Saturday.
This Saturday. Everybody, if you don't have a Reddit account, please make one so that you can ask Isaiah, if he knows that he broke your heart, during the documentary, because I know that you felt for him.
It's a great episode.
It's a great episode, looking back. Nothing will top the worst episode ever. If you guys want to watch a truly awkward, instance of three people not knowing what to talk about, head on over to twitch.tv/MeleeItOnMe. Check out the past broadcasts and look for the one entitled Worst Episode Ever.
Yo, I don't even think it's in the broadcast anymore. I think someone deleted it out of shame.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that's the best case scenario. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know that we love you. Shout outs to our newest subscriber with the stupidly cool name, Zayamorth. And sad times because Lovage is no longer a sub.
Oh, what?
R.I.P. Lovage.
How could he do that?
Well,
Rip in
it's
peace.
$5. It's it's a big commitment. But we sure appreciate those of you who do support us in that way. And we'll remember Lovage. Any shout outs from anybody here?
I want to do a quick shout out to.
Shouts to.
Oh, we got the lag.
Still go first.
Okay. I want to do a quick shout out to Eclipsing Binary. He recorded a lot of stuff from Apex, and if you know anything about him, he records a bunch of nationals. So he's always there to get the hype matches that aren't.
He is at every national and regional, never at locals.
He's
NorCal.
He just lives up to those big nationals, man. He's just like, I got to do my job. It's time to go to work.
And he does that work.
Yeah, he does a great job. Check out his YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/eclipsing binary. He's got a lot of stuff recorded.
Good name too.
All right, go ahead, Frog.
Big shouts to the entire Mail It On Me team, especially the best producer in the business, Mr. John Miller, a.k.a. Cosmo Knot.
Oh,
Our
absolutely.
two newest signings, SFAT and Pew Pew U. The entire team, Tafikins, Mango, Cactar, who's probably playing jungle right now. Thank you
Probably.
all.
Thanks, Prog. And thanks, Prog, for everything that you do. We love you so much. Shout outs to the Melee It On Me team who, you guys have supported me so much. Apex was great. We all have our issues, but shout outs to the Apex staff for putting another installment of like a gigantic tournament together. Truly a spectacle. And we linked you guys to a bunch of sweet videos. If you forget what the homework is, you have to watch Eisengo Bay versus Chain Ace, Fuzziness, and Fiction.
Yeah.
Little England, I am not going to show your thing, but I will link it because we're out of time. Actually, I don't know how to show it, so RIP that idea. Sorry, Ellie. I really want to time you out, Ellie, just because it would be so funny if not only did I promise you that I would do something, but I didn't, and then I said that I would, and then I didn't again, and then I timed you out. But I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We should be live next Tuesday with Terrible Tuesday, and yeah, besides that, we'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks again for tuning in, and peace. We're out.
Dirty Harry said in one of his movies that a man's got to know his limitations. Carl Lewis apparently didn't see the movie. If his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner prior to the Nets-Bulls game last night is any indication, as a public service, we present now only excerpts. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, are we all ready? Here we go. Oh, say, can you see? And the Rockets, red flag. Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now. Oh, the land of the free.
That was Sarge National Anthem. Written by Francis Scott off-key. Those were last night's lowlights. They were last night's highlights.